Every morning, King Kong would start his day with an icy cold shower. Then, he'd uproot a massive tree, strip off its leaves and branches, and shape it into a spear. After that, he'd hurl it toward the sun with full force. The tree trunk would spiral through the sky at high speed, missing the sun but tearing open a bizarre, skull-shaped hole in the sky. At that moment, King Kong realized he was trapped. Humans had built this giant dome to hide him from Godzilla. But now, Kong had grown so massive that the space could no longer contain him. So, they decided to return him to his homeland, Skull Island, where he belonged. Chained down on a colossal carrier ship, Kong was enjoying a feast of freshly caught seafood. Suddenly, he grew agitated and began to struggle violently against his restraints. Unbeknownst to him, the ship had entered Godzilla's territory. Sensing the threat, the ship launched thousands of missiles, but they were completely useless. Godzilla was lurking beneath the ocean surface. In a flash, he launched an attack and destroyed an entire warship. A fighter jet tried to stop him, but with a single whip of his tail, Godzilla smashed it to pieces. King Kong could only watch, helpless, still chained tightly. Then, without warning, Godzilla struck the ship Kong was on, flipping it over. Kong plunged into the ocean. Thankfully, the captain managed to hit the release button in time, freeing Kong from his chains, just in time to prevent disaster. Kong emerged from the water, flipped the carrier back upright, broke the remaining chains, and leapt across to another ship nearby. That's when the real showdown began, Kong versus Godzilla. Kong landed the first punch. Godzilla returned with a slap. Kong responded with a fierce combo of gorilla punches, driving Godzilla back into the sea. But Godzilla wasn't done yet. He fired a powerful atomic breath attack. Kong barely dodged by diving into the water. But he had one problem. Kong couldn't swim. Godzilla grabbed him by the leg and tightly wrapped around him, trying to drown him. As the life-or-death struggle continued, humans dropped 2 deep-sea bombs. The ocean roared, but there was no sign of Kong. Everyone feared the worst. Then, a giant hand burst from the water. Kong slowly climbed onto the carrier, coughing up gallons of seawater, and collapsed onto the deck, exhausted. Godzilla stared menacingly at him, signaling that the battle was far from over.